Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Man is by nature a social animal. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. All men by nature desire knowledge. To perceive is to suffer. Law is order, and good law is good order. A friend to all is a friend to none. The end of labor is to gain leisure. Education is the best provision for old age. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Wise men speak when they have something to say, fools speak because they have to say something. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. All virtue is summed up in dealing justly. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. What lies in our power to do, lies in our power not to do. It is not enough to do good, one must do it the right way. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Wit is educated insolence. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. The secret to humor is surprise. The law is reason free from passion. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. No great genius ever existed without some touch of madness. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. It is unbecoming for young men to utter maxims. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. One swallow does not make a summer. Even when laws have been written down, they ought not always to remain unaltered. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. To run away from trouble is a form of cowardice, and, while it is true that the suicide braves death, he does it not for some noble object, but to escape some ill. Man perfected by society is the best of all animals. He is the most terrible of all when he lives without law and without justice. Dignity consists not in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. A constitution is the arrangement of magistracies in a state. The young are permanently in a state resembling intoxication. Happiness depends on ourselves. To give a satisfactory decision as to the truth, we must be able to consider both sides of the question. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. He who is a good ruler must first have been ruled. The more you know you don't know. Men acquire a particular quality by constantly acting in a particular way. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. Hope is the dream of a waking man. Nature does nothing uselessly. It is the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. Those who excel in virtue have the best right of all to rebel, but then they are of all men the least inclined to do so. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. What we have to learn to do, we learn by doing. Law is order, and good law is good order. We do not learn, and that what we call learning is only a process of recollection. One cannot step twice into the same river. For one swallow does not make a summer, nor does one day, and so too one day, or a short time, does not make a man blessed and happy. Man is a goal-seeking animal. The soul never thinks without a picture. Most people would rather give than get affection. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. No one loves the man whom he fears. A friend to all is a friend to none. To the query, "What is a friend?" his reply was, "A single soul dwelling in two bodies." Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. Happiness is the settling of the soul into its most appropriate spot. All men by nature desire knowledge. The virtue of justice consists in moderation, as regulated by wisdom. The virtue of justice consists in moderation, as regulated by wisdom. Man is by nature a political animal. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. The end of labor is to gain leisure. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The soul is a self-mover, that is, a substance which contains within itself a principle of motion. What is honored in a country will be cultivated there. In the arena of human life, the honors and rewards fall to those who show their good qualities in action. Law is reason free from passion. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. To run away from trouble is a form of cowardice, and, while it is true that the suicide braves death, he does it not for some noble object, but to escape some ill. Wit is educated insolence. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods.